Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Home Staging Talk Show Live. I'm Jenny Norris, your host. I'm also the chairwoman of the International Association of Home Staging Professionals. So to get started, anybody let me know if I sound normal? I'm not sure I'm not sounding like Minnie Mouse because I plug myself into my computer, so sometimes that sounds weird. So as we get going, those of you that are coming on, I want to welcome everybody to the show. And those of you that are tuning in, again, if I sound funny at all, if you could let me know, that'd be great, because I do have an alternative method to come on. So we have a great show for you today, and our guest today is going to be Tori Toth or Toth. So sorry, Tori, you're going to have to tell me how to pronounce your last name. Is it Toth or Toth? First, you'll have to tell us. So I always hate saying people's names wrong, but I'm excited to hear what she has to say. So she's really great at marketing, video branding, staging, has a really great presence online. And so she's going to be one of our featured speakers at our conference coming up in October. So we're really excited to have her joining us today. You'll get a little sneak peek about what she's going to talk about, and we'll talk about other things as well. So, of course, our conference is coming up October 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Nashville. So don't wait to get your tickets, because we do expect this to sell out. The hotel there's still space available at the hotel for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights for sure. Wednesday may or may not have room, but check and find out. The hotel's fabulous. If you've ever been there, it's just really a beautiful grounds. Everything, it's like you're in an inside, like a greenhouse, because all these live plants everywhere that they maintain year round. And it's unlike any other hotel that I've been at. So that's really a fun place to go. Plus, there's tons to do in Nashville. So make sure to come and join us. That's October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And where's my little agenda thing here? So I got my little crawler. Oh, I had that going. All right, I guess I don't have crawlers. So unless I use an old agenda. Let's see here. So the website for you guys to register is ihospconexpo.com. So IAHSPCONEXPO.com. You can register, and we have breakout sessions. We'll have releasing that for people to register for those. People who signed up first will get first dibs at those breakout sessions. So those should be released in end of August, beginning of September. We'll start lining all of that up for you. So I'm really excited for this. It's going to be really great. All right, so we'll take that down. Some more announcements here. Let's see. We went to market last week, which was really fun. So, of course, we do have our iHosp Wholesale Buyer Program. And so we took a tour of people through Las Vegas market. So those of you that were there, we had a great time. Saw a lot of our key vendors, and then lined up a lot more preferred partners with our association. They're going to be at conference, which is really great. So we're expecting over 40 companies to be there to meet all of you who are coming. And then plus those of you that are unable to attend the conference, you'll be able to shop with these different partners all year long. And they're giving us special arrangements that are not available to other groups, which is great. So we had a great time. We had a nice group that we took around, and it was super, super hot in Las Vegas. My God, it was like an oven. But we had really productive time. One of the other things we did during that session or that time was I had a couple different panel discussions or speaking. I did one on adding home staging to a design business. And then we did a panel with HSRA and iHosp for the first time on the panel on the stage together, which was really great. And that was a great turnout as well. So a lot of people very interested in staging and understanding how to add it to their current business model. And then we also did a standards meeting. So we did meet with industry leaders and discussed the first foray into establishing professional standards for the industry. So we'll be sharing more about that as time goes on. So it was a really condensed period of time. There were so many of us that were in Las Vegas from our board and also other associations that we decided this would be a great opportunity. So you guys will learn more about that coming up, but we're excited for where that's headed. At market, these are just a little few things that I took pictures of. So some of the artwork, which I love. I always like to see kind of color trends that are coming out. So the gold, of course, is here to stay for now. Green was sort of, again, an emerging color I saw in Atlanta and in Vegas. However, blues are still real popular. So you can kind of see the different decor and so forth that's out there. A lot of different fabrics. Some patterns was kind of more of a subtle greens with oranges. Orange was kind of an emerging pop color as well. So it's kind of fun to go because you get to see all the different trends, but it is overwhelming. And so those of you that have never been, we do recommend that you do get on a group tour, if you will, because that'll help you kind of navigate through. And I think each day we walked over 5 miles just through the showrooms, the 3 buildings. It's a lot of walking, so bring comfortable shoes. All right, our conference, of course, our keynote speakers for celebrity keynotes are Candace Olson on Friday night, and then Tom Felicia and Carson Kressley on Saturday. And I did have an interview with Tom Felicia, so I haven't put it together yet because it was after our panel discussion, he came in, and so I don't know if the sound turned out okay, but we had a nice chat with him, and so I'll edit it down. And he's just, all 3 of these people are very likable. They're the way they are in person is the way they are on TV. They're funny. They don't have a different persona on television, and then they're like this, you know, withdrawn, doesn't want to talk to anybody person in real life. So I'm excited for that because we'll be able to hang out with them after their talks, which will be fun. So that is our keynote celebrity speakers. And then our inspirational keynote, of course, is Barb Schwartz. She'll be sharing on Friday night during our awards dinner. So we'll be on the showboat, the General Jackson, for the awards dinner, which will be really fun. And so she will be sharing an inspirational talk during the dinner, which will be fun. Good morning, everybody. Oh, yes. Hi, Vaughn. Hi, Janice. Hi, June. Paula. So good. I guess I sound okay. So good. Okay. And then this is our speaker lineup. So you can see we've got a lot of speakers. So lots of content. So we like to have fun. I mean, it's a production. We've got, you know, music and lighting, and you know, it's like a professional party, if you will. On Thursday night, we kick off the event with our expo, and all of our vendors will be all set up, and you can shop with them, and there'll be some easy ways to do that. And then Friday and Saturday is content all day long, plus being able to visit with the vendors. So it's going to be packed full of content. And so these are our speakers, and then we have a lineup here we can show you. There are 25, I think I get this one here, 39 speakers teaching on 25 different topics. And the reason there's more speakers than topics is because we have some panel discussions. Like we have one that's overcoming objections and concerns, which is a panel. We have one that is closing the sale, which is a panel. And then another one that is what realtors really want out of stagers, which is a panel discussion. Plus our investor staging consultant designation. So you'll be earning this at conference. That is also a panel. So that means we have multiple people sharing on different aspects of the topic. And so that's why we have more speakers and topics. So we have, again, chock full of content for everybody, but we also have some fun things planned so that you get to know your colleagues and have time for the meetings after the meetings. So speaking of conference, and we do need volunteers. So thank you, those that have volunteered. Our site, somebody's like banging dishes downstairs, so I apologize if you can hear that. Our conference volunteer website is ihopconferencevolunteers.com. So IAHP conferencevolunteers.com. You can sign up there, and we greatly appreciate those of you that are coming in early to help us get ready. You can even come in Thursday because we'll get into the ballroom around 1 o'clock on Thursday, so we'll need help getting things set up. So if you're there and you feel like pitching in, we will greatly appreciate your help. All right, and then we have our advanced stager training follows our conference. So conference is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Sunday and Monday is the advanced stager training. And that's going to be a very productive workshop style session with people who have 6-figure and above businesses. So if you're not there yet and you believe you'll be there by October, you can register. And so these are the different people leading the workshop. So you can see on the top left, there's Marianne Chirico. In the middle, Joanne Lennett Weary. On the right, Catherine Lewis Brown. Down on the bottom left, Melissa Morrow. Myself is in the middle, and then Jana Usselton is on the right. So we will be leading the workshop, facilitating the discussions and so forth. Last year, we were able to break into smaller groups and really have some in-depth discussions, which was really valuable. You can learn a lot by getting around your colleagues, people that you either have the same size business or maybe they're a little bit bigger or what have you, and you can learn about their growing pains and so forth and how they overcame them and just have a real open discussion. And then while we have that session, we'll also have 3 additional speakers coming, and they are going to share with you. So on the left is Renee Helton, and she is a realtor with Keller Williams. She's also been a MAPS coach And she does a lot with productivity and sales. So that will be her focus to help us with that aspect of our business. And then in the middle is Jonathan Miller. He does a lot with marketing and branding. And then on the right side is Brandy's sales. And he does a lot with marketing, branding, and video and different apps that we can use. So it'll be, hopefully his session will be kind of hands-on, so that you can actually get out your phones and download apps and, learn enough to be dangerous is what I say with those. But there's so much great technology out there to help make things easy for us to have online exposure. So I'm very excited to have them joining us.
Lower your webcam.
What, honey?
Lower your webcam.
Why?
Lauren says.
Oh, I'm too high? Oh, I thought you were going to come over here. Okay. Sorry, my daughter says my webcam is too high. Okay. My son came out of his bedroom. I thought he wanted to come talk to me, and he didn't have a shirt on. So he's like, lower your webcam. I thought he wanted me to, make it go blank. It's okay. It's only 9:40. He's actually up early. Some of the vendors we went and saw, too. This is Dalen Rugs. And so they have a lot of new rugs that just came out in their collection. So there's ones that look like a geode, which are really beautiful. Can you turn that off, please? I can hear it. Okay. Just tell her it doesn't really matter. Okay, thanks, honey. I don't want to keep putting my hands on the camera. Thanks, honey. Okay, I have a director. She's off somewhere. She must be watching. But anyhow, so Dalen Rugs have some new, really beautiful rugs. And of course, my favorite one that I use all the time is the Impact rug. It's the one that's real thick and shaggy. And it comes in like 6 or 7 different colors. And it's a great addition to any house to kind of add more of a luxury sort of a feel, which is really great. We just brought on Karastan Rugs. They'll be a sponsor. Sagebrook Home just came on. Bedford Collection, of course, we've had. They do throws and so forth. We have a company that has bedding and headboards and so forth and sheets. So anything from a modestly priced to higher end. So they're coming on. So we're really excited for that and to be able to introduce you to those companies. So I just want to give a plug for a couple of classes, courses, things that we offer through IHOS. This is Joanne Lynette Weary's Decorate and Stage. So she's doing a class on why stagers need to know how to decorate as well. Their principles cross over, but furthermore, that's another added income opportunity for you when maybe the resale market is slow or you're not getting enough calls for resale. You can also delve into the decorating side. So she has a course that she's going to be rolling out, and IHOS members will receive a preferred discount on that. So to learn more, just reach out to me and I can send you the website link because I don't have it here. You can also find Joanne online, Joanne Lynette Weary. And of course, you all know she's fabulous. And she has this course plus her color course. So both of those are webinar based now. So you can take them at any time. And then she comes in, she has like a once a week session where she is live and you can ask questions of her at that time. And then we also have our coaching program. So those of you that are, struggling or want to get on track or just have somebody help, give you guidance about what your goals are, it's more of an organic approach to coaching versus mentoring. So June Carter is our IHOS official business coach. And she's very qualified. She's all these different certifications that she's earned through the years. And she takes a different approach to coaching where it's more about, interviewing you to find out what your goals are. Because maybe you don't want to have the biggest business, or maybe you have other things in your life that take time away. And so sometimes we feel this pressure when you see people posting things online and they have the warehouses and so forth. You feel like, gosh, I'm a loser because I don't have that, or they're so far ahead of me, or I'll never get there. Maybe you don't want to be there. Maybe you don't want to have such a huge business that it really, that's your whole focus. And so that's okay. And what June does with her and, interviewing you and really kind of delving into your goals, your personal goals, is then you craft your business around that. So your business is not driving your life. You're still in control of that. So she'll help with the goal setting and so forth. And she can also do the mentoring side as well, which is, plan of action, do this, and the follow-up. So reach out to her through the IHOS coaching program. And June, if you want to put your the link on the comment section here, that'd be great. So you guys know where to reach out to June. And if you don't see that and you're watching this later, you can always email me, Jenny, JENNIE at ihos.com. And I'll put it down here, Jenny at ihos.com. Oops, I cannot type today. All right. Okay, so those of you that are interested in any of these educational opportunities. The last one, of course, is our photography course that Hayden Yates is teaching. And he goes around the country. This is a live in person because he likes to do a hands-on, whether you're using your cell phone or a professional camera, digital. He'll teach you how to use it, but it's about learning how to take photographs that are going to help you with your business, and not only for your marketing purposes, but also showing your portfolio. So understanding principles of photography. And of course, Hayden's a wonderful person. He's going to be teaching at conference as well. He'll have a session. So you can also sign up for that on the IHOSP site. When you go there, you can link on, it's either events or education, and these different courses are listed for you. So excited about that. Okay. I think that's everything, all my announcements. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Tori in. There we go. She's being added to the program. Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. So let everybody know who you are.
My name is Tori Toth, and I call myself nowadays a lifestyle and visual marketing strategist. I do a little bit of home staging, but I've also put a lot of video marketing into my company over the years, because in my past life, right, before I became a stager, I was a TV reporter. So I used a lot of those skills from that portion of my life into my business when I was staging and trying to market my company, because I don't know about anybody out there, but I don't like cold calling. I don't like sales. So I use video as a tool to market my brand and my business.
So when you were on the news, what kind of, were you out doing in the field doing, special reports?
Yeah, so I was just a general assignment news reporter. I did all different kinds of stories, from, murders to like robbery heists, all different kinds of things. Like a cat pageant, I think, once.
Oh, funny.
But the best part about all of that was that I had the ability to shoot, edit, write my content, be in front of the camera, do live. So it was kind of a combination of everything that, people need to do nowadays in order to market themselves. Right. And you're doing a fabulous job with this Facebook Live right here.
Yeah, and the thing is the consistency. So I know sometimes, like last week we weren't on, but it's we're past a year. We're in our year. This is the 61st show, which is hard to believe that we've been doing it that long. And it's funny. My husband and I always laugh, like when it's like a blizzard here, and then they have the guy like on the side of the road reporting, like in the mountains, like the tunnels closed or open, and he's like getting blown on, and I think we're like poor bastards out there in this. He drew the short straw and had to be out there in the snow. So anyway,
had to do that many Connecticut winter storms, and then you have to go out there and hit like every 10 or 15 minutes. They want you in front of the camera.
God, it must be freezing. Well, so I know you have a really strong video presence, and you were sort of one of the first ones to really start doing that for staging business in general. So what do you think is the reason why most people avoid doing video?
Oh my goodness. So I think one of the most reasons why people avoid video is because they don't know what to say on video. And then the runner up to that is that they don't have enough confidence to consider themselves valuable enough to be on camera, whether it's the way they look or the way they sound. So it's those three things combined that really terrify a lot of people from pressing record.
I think that's exactly right. I think a lot of people, nobody really likes, we don't hear how we sound. So sometimes when I listen back, I'm like, is that my voice? So that's hard to get over initially. And then how you look on camera, people are so critical of ourselves, honestly, yes. Especially women. So we're like, oh, I look fat. I don't like my hair. I'm doing something weird. I've done, I'll look back and I'm kind of, when they do the Facebook, you freeze, you record the video and I can upload it to YouTube. It always has an image of what it is on, and it always has the most awful picture. It's like either like you're frozen or you're doing something weird with your face. You just got to get over it. And I think a lot of it is just improv, being able to speak on your feet, because
yes,
being able to, but I think one of the easiest things is for people to start off doing is showing their properties. If you're out staging, have your cell phone, you can practice, right? People can practice with their phones and not even go anywhere live with it. They can just practice being on camera with.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really nervous about going in front of the camera, there are different ways you could still be doing video, but you kind of being behind the camera, and you're even showing the behind the scenes of what you're working on that day. And so that kind of like with Facebook stories and Instagram stories, those are little short clips that are able to get you a little bit more comfortable on camera. And the more you do it, it's just like riding the bike. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And you do need to go back and review. You need to go back and see if you have like any noticeable tics that you could start tweaking, if you say or but a lot, and or maybe you're like always like moving or something. So these are things that you can start working on as you go back and watch yourself. But I like to tell my clients this. You're out there every day selling yourself or selling your services. People see you, they hear from you, they buy from you. So why not put it on video so you have the video working for you as a tool? They become your sales system, these videos that are out there, and they work day and night.
Right. And I think also video is really valuable for making people aware of what we do, because just this week I have, people like, oh, they commit yesterday? Can you stage it by Thursday? I'm like, they just like signed the agreement yesterday. And I'm like, you don't understand. We're moving five rooms of furniture and getting it all set up. And the fact is that the public doesn't see what we do. They might see the finished product. They might see us maybe on staging days. We'll go live and do things. So they don't see all the other steps. And so if more people would show, grabbing things from the warehouse or organizing, hanging from the rafters, as Sandra would say.
Yes.
And then it's not glamorous. And so with all the, that piece of it with the trucks and all the logistics, that I think the public would have a better appreciation for what we do and value what we do. Because I even had, this big discussion with a realtor yesterday who his clients, we staged a living room for them and they hadn't moved out yet. So we did a living room and they were still there. And then they left, the house hadn't sold. So we had to come back a second time, which means truck, movers, labor. So we had to charge him again. And so he was complaining about that. And I said, listen, it's not my fault your clients moved out, did two pieces. And I understand that you're paying for this, but I have to hire the labor. I'm not going to put the couch on my back and bring it in. I mean, this is a professional business. So I think the more that they can see what we deal with, they'll have a greater appreciation. So more people need to be doing video. And let's face it, staging is not glamorous. I mean, I might have lipstick on, but my hair, I didn't even comb it yesterday. I mean, where was I going? Nobody was going to see me. So a lot of times with staging, you're sweating. It's very physical. So it's not that I want people to see me at my worst, but the reality is it's not glamorous. And I'm sure you've heard this a lot too. Whenever I've traveled, people go, oh, what you do is so fun. They don't see the work.
Oh, yes. Yes. They're like, oh my God, that sounds like such an amazing career. But it's like, you're basically a glorified mover most of the time, right? If you don't have your own moving employees. But I definitely agree with you totally, showing the behind the scenes, showing the different steps in the staging process and the different steps and systems within your own company. So you can go out there and share those videos and emails on your website, out in social media. So people get to start understanding your own brand and how you work and how they can work with you. Which I love that you said this too, because I've had a YouTube channel now for almost 9 years about home staging. And it was me constantly coming up with the content. And just recently, I've decided to give that channel that has over 1.5 million views, over 12,000 subscribers, back to the staging industry. So I can't wait to start featuring so many stagers going out and sharing the different stories and the hacks and the triumphs and the challenges, so people can really understand the staging industry and how to be using it to their best advantage.
What's the channel called? Because obviously you have your personal brand on there because you have more than 100 subscribers.
We changed it. So it's going to be youtube.com/home staging TV.
Oh, I think I read that. Home staging TV. I think you posted that. I'm going to put it down here. So let's see, YouTube. Whoops. Dang, I can't type it. youtube.com/home staging TV. So when will that be released?
So we're going to be doing a soft launch in November, and it's going to be officially launched coming in January. But before the soft launch, we do want to get a lot of videos in our library and up and running. We're also working on sponsorships. So it's not the actual stager that's being interviewed going out and paying for this, because it can get costly with the travel and actually getting the videos recorded and edited and all of that stuff. So we want to be able to provide this as another marketing tool for the entire staging industry. And so even this Facebook Live that you have, I would love like a playlist, because you already have it on YouTube. So putting a playlist on that channel will just get you more viewers to yours.
See, I didn't know I needed to do that. So a playlist. So that'll be good. So you're actually going to travel around to different cities.
Yeah.
Which is what, so, and we had talked about this last year, that's needed. And I thought, I have people, we have people in our association that have, like, they've worked in Hollywood and they have all that experience working with, the media and the cameras and so forth. It's the logistics, being able to, even Krista Jessup, who's the VP of our vendor program, she has experience in that. And so for us, it was like, well, then it's about getting the funds together to send. And I wanted to do like a week in the life of, which we might still be able to do some of these things around, because people just they don't know what they don't know. So I think that's going to be really valuable. Really valuable.
Yeah, I love it. And if anybody has any ideas, or you want to be featured, or you want to throw in some sponsorship dollars, we can have that conversation.
Well, and I think people getting into the business, being able to see the behind the scenes, not only just like, how long it takes to order furniture or coordinate things. I mean, I wouldn't really want you guys to come film my office at this moment because it's a mess. I've got like bins of paper for taxes and so forth, but being able to show there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. It's just, you're on the phone or we're doing previews. So it'd be kind of cool to even show, like, you go to a preview or in the car driving, and then you see the vacant, and then the logistics pulling it together, and then it gets staged. That'd be like a complete package. But I'd also, it'd also be good with owner's permission to do an occupied, because I think a lot of people tend to focus on the vacant, not realizing there's a huge market in the occupied. And the stuff that we see, I mean, you walk in and it's sometimes it's shocking. And so, but that's the reality. There are as many, if not more, owner occupied houses that need help than there are vacant. So that whole aspect of it, and even doing, like, if people are painting, you walk in and do a color consult or work with it. There's so many possibilities, working with investors, going and picking out the countertops. And that would be really cool, going and doing like the fabrication stuff. That'd be really interesting too. So,
I mean, because there's so many moving parts in a staging regardless, from, first impressions and curb appeal. And then you're going into cleaning, organizing, modernizing, home improvements, and then creating all those additional connection points and finding vendors. And I mean, there's so much content out there. So anybody who's like, well, I don't know what to say on camera, come talk to me and I will tell you.
Right. And then one of our, Janice, who's one of our trainers, said, even showing a snippet of a class, of what goes on in a training class or something like that would be, people are they're curious. And I find on a lot of our social media platforms, there's a lot of stagers that they struggle. They don't really know how to get business, what to say. They often will ask about, how do I get in front of realtors? And so you're talking about a way to brand yourself and get business. It doesn't involve necessarily going face to face in front of a group. Why is video so effective?
Video is effective because it creates that know, like, and trust factor on the audience members' time, so they can start almost binge watching you if you have enough content out there, and get to know you and get to feel, get a feel for you before they even reach out to communicate with you. So if you put these videos together that are also showcasing what you do and how your company works, a lot of the questions are already answered before they even pick up the phone or send you an email and say they want to work with you. And that is priceless, because you're getting in front of them, trying to get ahead of their pain points and maybe some of the reasons why they are hesitant about using a stager. And they're really starting to look at you as an expert and value your opinion.
And so the ideal length, so this one, my shows are usually an hour long. And so we probably could, go in and edit some of them down and do snippets, because I remember early on, because there's podcasts and there's, Facebook shows. And so you want to have, like you said, the Instagram, it's, what is it, up to 30 seconds now, 15 to 30 second video on Instagram.
Yeah.
And so that's not a lot of time, but it's enough to kind of give like a little snippet. And so people, they're scrolling through, it's quick. Talk about reach. What does that even mean? So the power of video is it can go from, like, actually those of you watching now, share this, please share this segment, because then it reaches all of your people. And that's the goal, is to reach as many people as you can. So what are some of the tips you have for people to accomplish that?
Well, and that's one of the major things now too. All of the social media platforms are turning more towards video. This is a brand new way for them to communicate on their platform. So let's say Facebook, they want you to be using video, and a video post is going to get more likes and relevance and be seen more than just a link. It's even more so on Facebook stories, on Instagram stories. I get so much engagement when I'm using that specific part of the platform. And even like on Instagram, IGTV now is big, and those have up to 10-minute videos. But if you click on the premiere part, put that in your Instagram feed, it's not only there as a stagnant kind of post, but you can put it in your stories, and people can then go back and watch you on IGTV as well. So the reach is, it's tenfold, I would say, because people are able to see it, share it, and then it just kind of spreads like wildfire.
Which is really cool, because I haven't done a lot with like Facebook stories. I'll post things, but my daughter did social media journalism and communications in college, so she knows, more of the buzzwords. But people say like the stories. I wasn't like, well, what's a story? Why would I want to do that? What's the importance? So now you're revealing that it's actually really important to be doing stories, because they disappear after?
They do. They disappear within 24 hours. But what you can do is you can save them. So then you can upload them on different platforms, or sometimes I'll even use my stories in a blog post if it's relevant. So you can still reuse that content, even though it's only being shown for 24 hours on that one platform.
I just texted my daughter to do some video. they're staging a house. So I'm like, get on there. Well, because it's like they do the setup, so I'm not often on site. So I order all the stuff, coordinate the movers, and then the team shows up and they meet the trucks and so forth. So they're the ones that have the content that people are interested in. And so I may have to get out today and go. We have today. We have this one today. We've got one tomorrow. So anyhow, I'll have to get some content, but there's no reason why we can't record it. And what I did at market was I actually did hyperspeed of us walking through the market, so I could, and it actually turned out pretty cool to show the different showrooms. And I want to put that together as sort of a marketing piece. But that actually really cool in a house too. Just put your phone on hyperspeed with a little tripod and just have it running. And that's when, guys, this was years ago. We were on 2020, and I think it was 2005. They filmed a segment out of Seattle. And what they did is they had their cameras going. They just had them in the rooms. Eventually, you just kind of forgot they were there, but they did it all hyper speed. So in the segment, they showed us, zipping around really, really fast in the house. And so that's kind of effective to show the transformation, the beginning versus having it in regular speed. I haven't tested my slow motion yet.
Oh yeah. Slow motion and also the hyperspeed too. They can work wonders, because the time lapsing, nobody's going to sit there and watch an hour-long video on how you created the room. So if you can show them all of that in under 3 minutes, you're going to get your point across. Right.
So Instagram, Facebook, so Twitter, I've noticed Twitter now does video. So this is interesting, because have you ever heard of the company Hobbs Herder? You ever heard of them?
No.
They're a real estate marketing company, and they do real kind of high-end branding and marketing. So this was years ago. I was flying to Portland, I think, to teach a class, and I sat next to this guy in the plane, and he said normally he ignores the people that he sits next to because he's, does his own thing. But we started chatting. He goes, "You're actually interesting. I'll talk to you." So I just picked his brain, and they do things with branding. So like, let's say that one of the clients, this guy loved old cars. And so his brand for his marketing was him next to one of those old cars. And then there was some slogan about cars that kind of related. And at that time, he said, this was before video and on social media, he said he would travel a lot. And what he would do is he'd always put a picture up of where he was going. And he said the visual would always get the most engagement versus words. So now we've gone from just having words to the pictures. Now it's all about the video. And like you said, the video is going to get more engagement, but people aren't going to sit and watch for, 30 minutes unless they're, learning something. It's a class. So I think, what's the ideal length? 3 minutes or less, you said?
Yeah, I would say 3 minutes or less on YouTube or any type of how-to or tip type of video. You want to get in, you want to get out, and I would keep it to 1 to 3 tips max. I mean, when you start doing 5 tips all in one video, it can get very overwhelming for the audience member. You just want to give them something quick that they can take with them, apply, and then come back to you for more information. So on Instagram, on the actual feed, they only allow you to film up to 1 minute. Like I said, IGTV is 10 minutes. Facebook Live like this is still kind of like that 15-minute sweet spot because you do want people on here and engaging. That's the whole point of Facebook Lives. And what am I missing? Oh, yeah. And then stories. I mean, stories, you can go live on the stories, or you could do these short little 15-second snippet stories. So you're just showing people kind of like behind the scenes of what you're doing.
So I think probably another reason why people don't film is they're like, well, do I need all sorts of equipment? And I got a tripod. Actually, I bought one of those selfie sticks, but you can also I took the little thing off the selfie stick and the tripod. I'd have it on my desk and the legs were tracked. It was like $15 at Walmart.com. And then I bought into the lights, those, have you seen those advertised on Facebook? My God, the ring lights. So I got the little mini ring light for travel and I got the big one, but the big one, all it did was wash me out. I looked like I was, like a vampire, like super pale. And they do have a ring that actually has a rose color, but that was kind of for the lighting. So if you're getting into more production that you do want to have, consider lighting and so forth, but just having your phone with a tripod, I even have the thing that goes out and you can walk with it and it keeps it stable. The Smooth.
The stabilizer, the Smooth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that
wonder, or you were saying it's the selfie stick tripod. So it's a selfie stick, but it's got the base so you can put it on any type of surface and still be able to shoot.
Yeah. So those are inexpensive. And so you could get set up with equipment really easily. Now, let's talk about apps that people could use. So once you have the content, like it could go live. Let's say you want to edit it or you want to do like a promotional video that has, maybe some video content, live video, but also other things. What are some of your favorite apps that you use to put those together?
So I love Ripple or Animoto. Depending on if you have an iPhone or an Android. iPhone, they come with iMovie, so that's just a free app that you can start editing on. And on Android, it's called Power Director. I think, yes, Power Director. I don't have an Android. But those are great apps that you can use on any type of Apple product or Mac product. I'm sorry, that's the same thing. Or PC.
Android, PC, yeah.
Yes, Android, yes. And I also love, what is that one called? There's a new one that I've been using for IGTV because IGTV is you're shooting vertical versus horizontal. Of course, they have to be difficult. And that is called Video Shop. So you can go in there and edit it and add titles and put cuts in there and add stickers and all kinds of things like that.
Have you ever used, I pronounce it KineMaster, but it could be KindMaster, but it's only available on your phone. So it's an app you download and then you can build videos and it has all the transitions. You can put text in there, you can do live video, but there's no desktop application. So it's only on your phone. And so KineMaster. So you could do all sorts of fun. You could do all sorts of fun effects with it, and music. And it has it acts like, because I have Corel Video Maker, and you can have the different layers. So you have your, you can have pictures and your movie line. That you have your layer of music, and you can edit and do all this things. So it pulls it all up, and it's. I just sit there when we're watching TV, and I'll do videos to promote. The one I did for promoting conference. I did that watching TV and just on my phone. So those types of apps, there's just a ton of them, and I know some of them you have to pay to upgrade and so forth, but there's so much we can do just on our mobile phones. We don't have to have sophisticated equipment.
Yeah, no, you really don't need a professional camera unless you're looking to do more high quality videos. And ideally those would probably only work on your website and things like that. Of course, people want to see well-produced videos, but they're more forgiving now, and the public doesn't mind seeing the humanizing side of the video, or, you know, somebody messing up in a live, or, you know, just out there kind of freeballing it and just showing people what you're living and the story that you want to share. So you definitely don't need a professional camera. If you are looking and you're in the market for a professional camera, I would recommend getting one with a flip screen. This way you can frame yourself up while you're in front of the camera and be able to shoot yourself, unless you have a cameraman.
Well, what you said is really true, because I remember, I don't know if it was this Hobbs Herder guy or someone else, but they said the videos, people rather would see the amateur. You get more engagement versus the slick produced videos. I think that's the other reason, another reason why people think like, well, I can't do video. I mean, I've been asked to shoot a series of, you know, staging tips for a real estate company. And I'm like, I don't have a good background. I mean, this is up because I have a loft. I'm in an open area. So if this screen wasn't there and this folding screen, you'd see down into our family room. So the background is important. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just do another pull-up thing that has like a fake backdrop, like I'm artwork or something behind me. So I think that's, you know, the location. You do have to consider lighting where you are, so you don't look too washed out. But, you know, I mean, and the thing is, you can delete the videos. You could record them and then maybe not go live, but then you can post them live. That's the other thing. If people don't like what they don't have to go live. I put people on the spot in our master's course where I'll go live and I'm like, okay, we're going live, and I'll walk around, and then they, you know, I'll say, tell us what your name of your company is and where you live. And they're just like deer in headlights, you know. Yeah. It's pretty funny. But then once you force them through, then they feel more comfortable.
Well, there's a setting too for your Facebook Lives, if you're not comfortable physically putting it out there, that you could set it to private. And then if you do like it, then you just set it to public, and it looks like it was there live, even though it was only live to yourself.
And then, so what I do, I use Be Live for our broadcast, because I was doing Facebook Live, but there were so many problems with connectivity issues and sound. So this platform goes through Facebook Live, which you can do either an interview, just one-on-one. I could actually have 4 of us in the talk show mode, which we're in. And then it allows me to bring all the graphics in, which Facebook doesn't allow. So if you're doing something where you want to have like the brand at the top corner, I made that in your colors. So Be Live helps you do a lot of that. And it's a pretty cool platform. I've only had a couple of issues with, one time I did a whole show and it didn't record anything, but I think that's because Facebook was down. And so it just nothing recorded. And that was episode, I think it was like 48 or 47. I tried like 4 times to do episode that number, and every time something went wrong. So I'm just moving on to the next number. We're just not going to do that number.
Apparently that one doesn't want to be recorded.
I know. Yeah. So talk about your business. So you were doing staging and styling houses and so forth. And because isn't your house stylist, was the name, is that something on your website?
Stylish Stagers.
Stylish Stagers. Okay.
Stagers, yes.
And you were in New York, right?
Yep. I was in New York City. I opened up my company in 2009. And in 2012, our house got flooded by Superstorm Sandy. And so I had to take a step back, because it wasn't only my house, but my business got flooded. And I needed to basically build my first floor back up from the studs, which was an amazing learning curve too, because I've never been in that situation to see, you know, a house being built like that. So it was great in terms of education, and it allowed me to really sit back and be like, well, do I want to be doing this? Do I want a team? I mean, I'm in New York City. There's no way I'm going to be having a warehouse. And so I was doing videos at the time, and I was searching on YouTube, and I found a woman called Alejandra Costello, and she had an organizing course. I was like, wow, that would be great if I could create a staging course for the DIY seller. And so that was then my new goal, was to create more of an online staging presence. So I have an online home staging video course that teaches sellers how to stage their own properties. So that's called the Stage to Sell Strategy. I created that in 2015 after writing the best-selling book, Feel at Home Staging Secrets for a Quick and Easy Sell. And then from there, I started getting speaking gigs in the industry about how to do video, because that then became more of a real life platform that people that everyday people could be using, right? Up until, I would say, that point, it was more of a skill, and either you had it or you didn't have it. It was really wonky in the beginning to even get your message out to the public. Now it's so easy. Like you said, you could do it just from your phone. And so as the technology has changed, I've adopted more and more of the video process into my company. And I spoke in Australia last year at an actual staging summit there, and they asked me to sell something from stage. So I had to create a new product, and it's called the Video Visibility Course. So it teaches business owners how to use video in their business. So my worlds have kind of collided now, and hence the term now lifestyle and visual marketing strategist, because at the end of the day, as stagers, we're all still marketers.
Right.
But I really do focus on the lifestyle, on the visual part of it. And I just love the lifestyle industry, honestly.
So, so your course, is it something that, so do you work individually with business owners, or how would they engage with you to be able to learn more?
Yeah, so the course is online on demand, and so you can watch it at your own pace. It's a 6-week course, and it goes through the process of using video, and then a YouTube strategy, a Facebook strategy, an Instagram strategy, and actually we're building a LinkedIn strategy and an IGTV strategy that's going to be rolling out soon. So that course is going to be evolving as technology changes. And I also do online marketing for specific staging companies. It's very exclusive because that takes a ton of time, but I do have a couple of clients out there that I do their social media engagement, their blogging, their email marketing, and video marketing as well.
Isn't it cool? I mean, think about this, that industry, as far as people being able to do that for other people, didn't exist 10 years ago. I mean, it really wasn't even like 5 years ago. There was people that were doing some of that, but you think about like all the, just in the real estate industry and the staging industry, all the people that are, they don't like social media, they don't really understand it, but they need to have the visual presence. And so it's created this whole opportunity for people who are savvy in that to have a business where you can offer that to your clients, which I think is super, super important and valuable. So, those of you that are watching, you don't have to be an expert on social media. And, God knows I have taught, basics like, what platforms you want to be on. We have a social media little webinar, fast track session, and my daughter was on with me. So we talked about, when people are engaging, at what time, which ones are used by male versus female. And it's easy to have a presence, but I think people get overwhelmed and they think, I don't have time for this. And they don't even know where to begin. And I even tried in our master's course, I'm like, let's, watch this ahead of time. And then we're in the class, we're actually going to do a hands-on with your LinkedIn, with your things, making sure you guys actually have your profile set up, and then be able to teach you how to do something. And I was trying to show them the KineMaster thing, and it just lost everybody. They were like, I'm standing right in front of them with my phone and showing this is all you have to do. And they're just like, they're not getting it. And part of it is because I'm like an intuitive learner. I just start doing stuff. What does this do? What does that do? I'll play around with it. But I think the technology scares people, and it's also the time commitment.
It does. It's overcoming those tech challenges, which a lot of people are like, well, I don't know how, I'm not a techie. So, and it's about practice, and it's about implementing it into your schedule. Like, you have to make time for this. There is no other way.
Right.
How else are you marketing yourself and your company? This is the easiest and still almost free way that you can be selling yourself and your services. So I think you should definitely take advantage of it now, because it's just going to get more cluttered and watered down as the years go by and more people start adopting video. I'm kind of scared to see like what's next after video. Like what is even next? The only
thing I can think of would be some sort of sensor
thing,
like a fourth dimension, or maybe people have like the reality things on and they're like actually in the house with you pretending they're staging. I don't know. Virtual reality.
Yeah, I think virtual reality too, kind of, because it's like, just over time, our communication and the way we communicate has grown and went from, just written to images to words to, So it's going to be endless.
And I also want to just kind of touch on, so a lot of people post on Facebook in groups that already are populated by stagers. And so I look at that and I'm like, so we're all, glad handing each other, good job. That's not really reaching your target client. So the platforms that you want to be on are not just the ones that are internal within Facebook. I mean, you can do ads on Facebook and you can, promote, but if the person's not in the group or the page, they're really not going to see your content. And so the other platforms that are out there, whether it's Instagram, I think is probably better. I know Facebook owns it, but that to me seems like you can do the hashtags and anybody from anywhere can see it. They don't have to be part of a group or a page, right?
Right. So if they do look at that hashtag, I would say this though. So if you are building a page, and we don't know what's happening with Facebook pages, and there is not that much engagement on the pages, despite even putting videos out there. But you want to try, and so every time you meet someone in person, out networking or whatever, and you get a card, you need to put it in your social systems as well as in your email marketing system, and try and engage and reach out to them that way. So then they keep coming back for your content. But it's definitely a challenge to get people to engage, to get people to comment and stuff like that. I mean, I'll go to events and networking events and things like that. I'm like, oh my God, I just saw that video that you did about grout, or, how to clean the cement floor. And it's like, can you comment?
Exactly. I know, it's funny. That drives my husband nuts too, because he'll post something and he's like, nobody will comment on it. And the thing with Facebook, it used to just be you could like. Then they moved it, like it's not enough to like it, you have to love something. That gives a little bit more exposure. But if you comment and engage, that was their whole thing when the Facebook Zero, they wanted it to be more of an engagement platform, just versus people just promoting. So, even if you go, hey, awesome, and you use one word, you have to comment so that helps that person's post and get more exposure. And a lot of people don't realize that there are outside platforms too that are, you have LinkedIn, your professional presence online, you have Twitter. You mentioned a couple others, so mostly Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. What about Google? So you have YouTube, right?
Yes. So Google owns YouTube, which is the second largest platform. And even with YouTube, though, you need to be using keywords and hashtags because the communication behind video is starting to get so cluttered, and even the internet is starting to get so cluttered that they need all these little subdivisions to start weeding out where this information would best fit and in what audience. So definitely hashtags. You need to optimize your YouTube channel as well with the hashtags and the keywords.
So people, when they do hashtags, I remember asking Jonathan, like, where do the hashtags go? Like, I know so he said on Instagram, if you put a hashtag home staging, if somebody's looking for that, they put that and they'll find all those topics. So on Facebook, you put a hashtag in, but I don't know if does that mean when people are searching Facebook and they're searching for that term, your stuff's going to show up? And I don't even know, or is it for the public or?
With Facebook, I don't think Facebook has really revealed what they're doing with the hashtags. I think they're still maybe figuring stuff out behind the scenes. But I know with YouTube, you put them in the description box. And what happens is that they then become a clickable link. So then you could click on the hashtag in your own description box and go to a bunch of other videos that are related to that.
Which is really cool. And I know that depending on if it's public, when Google Plus was around, which I know they just got rid of it, but that was their circles was stupid because nobody wanted to do that. But the public posting, when I would put hashtags in, that translated into meta tags, keywords people would put in when they're searching online. And so I'm wondering if YouTube does the same because it's a Google product, that if people are searching for, home staging and you put your hometown in one of the hashtags and then they're looking for information, if the YouTube videos would show up because those are publicly posted. So they have to be published publicly, not a private. So people have family videos and so forth. They might keep those internal, but a public video with the hashtags, that should also show up in a search online, wouldn't it?
Yes. Oh, yeah, they definitely do. Because if you put in like home staging video or anything like that, come up on Google page 1, or if you just click like the little video tab and you're putting in your keyword of home staging, come up again, all my videos come up. So Google has a great way of distinguishing where this content should be going. So I would definitely recommend, like, don't write off YouTube because it's just like, oh, it's just a video platform. There's so many things that you're able to do now in it. So once you get over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube too, they also have a stories feature. You know, you're able to go live on YouTube too. So just know that you can still connect with a lot of people that way. And a lot of people are going to go and look for that how-to content. So if you want to be that person and provide that information out into the world, it's a great way to do it.
I mean, they have a DIY for everything, or just information. And because it's a Google platform, it also helps push you up in the rankings when you use the hashtags. I had to reset my clock in my car. We have a Denali, and we had it in the shop, and so my clock disappeared. And so I go Google how to reset the clock, and there's a video, and it's the mechanics. They didn't even know how to do this, but there's, you know, it was like this guy walked you through this whole thing, and sure enough, it's like this mystery. You just push on the bottom left. There's not even a button on the screen, and then the little thing popped up. I'm like, oh my God, it totally worked. And it's even set for some foreign time. So he walked through the whole thing. And it's, you know, so there's a lot of helpful content on there. I had heard that YouTube was a very well trafficked search engine. It's the number 2 after Google itself. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. So not having a presence on there. So I have a YouTube channel, and I don't put as much on there as I probably should. It's got, you know, slideshows of projects. So being able to put more content, I just sometimes feel like there's just not enough hours in the day, but we do have these videos going on. These go to our iHosp channel. And once you have 100 subscribers, you can have a custom channel name. Then once you have so many, you can actually monetize. So you're large enough that you can actually monetize your channel. I forget how many followers you need to have.
I think you need 1,000.
And the same thing with Facebook. You can monetize your Facebook, you know, broadcast, whatever. If you have so many people engaged or followers, or if there's something, they have a method. But that way you can actually, like you're talking about getting sponsors for the TV channel for Homestaging TV. Very smart, and you're allowed to do that because you have so many followers on there, subscribers.
Yes.
Subscribers. And when you subscribe to, people are like, I'm like, subscribe. It doesn't mean that like when my stuff goes on, you're not going to get a notice. It's not going to pollute your feed. It's just when you go on to YouTube, the people you've subscribed to, their content will be easily accessible because you've subscribed.
Yeah, they'll be on like your homepage when you log in. Yeah.
Which is very cool. So I'm looking forward to having you on stage in Nashville. So I think I have you on, I think it's on Saturday. I should know. So she'll be a main stage speaker. So everybody will get to hear what she has to say. And this just hopefully kind of whets your appetite. But she'll talk about, just share really quickly what your topic is.
Yeah, so my topic is 3 ways to conquer pressing record, I believe, right? Is that what I submitted? And we're going to talk about, you know, your what and your why, like why you should be doing video, provide you with a plan, and then also how to stay consistent throughout this whole process, because you are out there in the trenches still, you know, staging houses and everything. So there's a way to be able to integrate both of it. So you are out there branding yourself while you're still working. Right.
Which is so smart. So I'm really excited. And so thank you for joining us. It's been the hour always goes by so fast.
I know.
And so we're looking forward to seeing you. Nashville's going to be a blast. And those of you that haven't bought your ticket yet, get your ticket. Get to hear Tori live, and plus a bunch of other amazing speakers. And we're gonna have a good time. So thank you for everything you shared. It was really valuable. I hope everybody listening feels the same way. Everybody been commenting, and those of you that are still on or watching this in the future, please share this out on your pages on Facebook so that we get reach more people. And all of these segments are found on homestagingtalk.com and also our iHosp YouTube channel. So they're all there for you to watch and watch again. So thanks a lot, Tori.
Thanks for having
you on. Yeah, you bet. Yeah, me too. This is going to be great. All right. Well, so next week, let's see who we have on. If I got my Calendly app working right here. So next week, I have Betty Voss will be joining me. She's the president of iHosp, and then possibly another person. We have another slot we can fill up. So I might also have one of our preferred vendors who we just brought on. We can interview them as well. So Tune in next week, 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for Home Staging Talk Show Live, brought to you by iHosp. And please share this out with everybody so we get as much reach as possible, because staging is global and we want everybody around the world who are in the staging industry to be able to benefit and learn. So thanks, everybody. You all have a great week. Bye.